let's go. Welcome in approvals in Teams. I will take you through the different type of approvals and different type of features that you can find in this application in Teams. Before we start, please join Chicago community in supporting Chicago public schools through the Children First Fund. You can go to the site, you can use this QR code and donate something to this great initiative. Thanks to our sponsor, to our gold partner Veeam, to our silver partners, and to community partners. Next time you can listen our great speakers today. So my name is Marcin Siewnicki. I'm from Warsaw, Poland. I'm a Microsoft 365 consultant, and I work in small Polish company ISCG. I work with Office 365 tools, mainly Teams, SharePoint Online, and I use those tools to build a modern workplace. I'm also a big fan of automation, especially I love Power Automate and automating some processes and tasks using this solution. You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on LinkedIn. So if you need, if you have any question after the session, you can go and reach me. So the main topic, so approvals in Teams. So quick and very short agenda. First, introduction. What is approval? How we can divide approvals? What main part of such thing like approval? Then I will show you mainly. I'll talk about a little about approval application in Teams. So what is it? How we can use it? Where to find it? And the main point. So how to use approval application in Teams? It's demo time. So I will show you how to use this application, how to work, how to create approvals, and use more advanced features and options. So let's start from introduction. So what is approval? You can find approvals in many places, in many situations. We have a requester and we have an approval, we have a request. It can be a question, it can be a formal question, informal question, some request for your boss, ask for something. You can imagine a lot of examples, and we have approver, so a person that we ask for something. So if I want a new laptop, I can ask my boss for it, and in most cases there are only two outcomes, so positive outcome and negative outcome. So yes, no, accept, reject, approved or cancelled, etc. In more advanced workflows or approvals, you can find more outcomes, but positive and negative outcomes should be always possible. Those two actions define the approval, because you can accept or reject, but you can find some middle tier actions, but it's not those kind of actions are available only in more advanced workflows and they're not so common. But we will focus only on these two outcomes, positive and negative one. And approvals are critical in every single workflows, where in every single business processes. You can find them in document approval systems, management acceptance, official signatures from management, and back office processes. If you want a home office, or that's not the good case right now, but if you want some day off or go to holidays, you can just ask your boss for it using approval. Cost invoice approvals, purchase orders, and in informal processes, because if you ask your boss for something and you need that outcome to go further, it's also an approval example. But why should you take care about approval application in Teams? Dedicated application in Teams, you can install this application by yourself. You don't need, it's not in a channel, it's not in team. It's installed in your left-hand navigation, and it's yours. It shows only yours approvals, and you can use this application to work with approvals from entire Office 365, from entire teams. And this application it's not only shows you approvals from others, but it also integrated with Teams at chat level, so you can work directly from chat, personal chat, or from Teams chat. And this is the approval application interface. Quite simple, only few tabs, and this with all of your approvals. And we'll go through this application in a moment. So the main part of this session, so long demo. Before we go, I will talk what I will show you in next minutes. So first, I will create an approval because it's first stage in most cases. We will work with approve, reject, and try to reassign this approval. So make some action inside. I will show you how it's integrated with chat. What's possible, what's not possible in this integration, and documents. Very important part, because in many cases a document is attached to such approval, or is a main case of approvals. So we will go through documents, how to attach a document to our approval, where those documents are stored, because they are saved somewhere in Office 365, and what's important to know about documents in approvals. And then a few words about templates. Very important thing, because using templates, we can create formal processes for our team or for our entire organization. Then a few words about electronic signatures. Right now, approvals application teams support two third-party providers, Adobe and Docusign, and I will show you a quick demo using Docusign. And the last part, integration with Power Automate. This application is integrated not only with Teams, but also with Power Automate. So anything you create in Power Automate and approval, it will be automatically visible in this application. So let's switch to demo. Okay, that's I switch to this view. Load, okay. Approvals. So first thing, if you want to install this application, you can go to apps in the left-hand, in the bottom left-hand navigation, and just type approvals in this app store. And this is it. This is the application. If you for the first time, you can install this application. If you've just installed it, you can open it directly from this window. And as you can see, it's displayed in the left-hand navigation, approvals, and it is only visible in this section. You can pin this. Unpin, because I use it very often, so I pin that. I can move it up or right, up or down, but it's in your personal application, so it's visible in your left-hand navigation in Teams. And what you can find inside. First, we have huge list with all our approvals here. You can find all approvals that you received from other colleagues, from your colleagues. And there's also a section with approvals that you created. So if I create approval and send to someone, it will be visible on this list. If I receive an approval from someone, it will be visible in this approvals list. And we have only a few columns, of course, title, status, date, and who created that approval. As you can see, I created a lot of approvals for multiple purposes, but in a second. We have a filter. It only allows us to filter through using status. And we can use the huge button, new approval request. So let's start and create this. Okay, first thing, there are two type of views right now. The old classic view, so it looks like this one, and introduced last or 2 months ago a new view, which is easier to navigate, and you can use this view if you want to work faster. Because this classic one automatically start with a new request, but if you want to switch, you have to navigate through option. But if you use the new view, you can select at the first stage what you want. If you want to work with templates, e-sign, or maybe just start a basic request, and we create a basic approval. So first, title, for example, I must enter some approvers, and this is very important. I can enter myself. If I enter more people, a new option appears, so I can wait for all recipients to for the actions. If I select only one person, this option is not available. Of course, some details. And attachments. I can add an attachment. I can attach a link, use attachment, or use a document from my OneDrive. But I will. Oh, come on. No. Okay. So maybe 18. Yes, I used that one, so I have to replace it. So and you can only add one attachment per approval. So this is some kind of limitation here. And I can use custom responses, or I can use default responses. Default is approve, reject, and custom I can provide, for example, yes, no, I approve, I do not approve. So just to your own titles for positive outcome and negative outcome. I want to stay with default options, and that's it. I click send. Okay, and this new request just appeared on my list. Date, who sent, so who created that. So I created it by myself, and requester. As you can see, there's also a notification activity window. If you go to activity, entire approval window will pop up, and you can work with it right now. So I can check all information. I can open the document and approve or reject. So there are two outcomes, two options. I will go back to the list, and if I click from the same experience, the same window will appear. So I can add some comments, I can approve, I can reject, but there are also more actions. So I can cancel the request because I created it. So owner of the request can always cancel it. I can follow up, so send additional notification to the approver, and I can reassign this approval, assign it to someone else in my company. But in this example, I want to approve. But before, if I click on this attachment, yeah, this is a PDF file, so it's just open in my web browser. But as you can see in the URL, the file is saved in my OneDrive, my personal storage. Yeah, I close this one. And I'm in the OneDrive right now. As you can see, this is the approval documents folder. So when you create a new approval or first approval with an attachment, Teams automatically creates that folder in your OneDrive. So everything next time when you add an attachment, it will be saved in this folder. But because it's only one folder, so if you use the same file with the same name that you used before, you have two options: or replace it by the new one, or create or save it with a new name. What's very important here is that this file, as you can see in this sharing column, is shared. If I click this one, okay, as you can see, this file is shared with all people in my tenant, in my organization, using link, and everyone who got that link can edit the file. So it's very important. This file is shared with editing permission for everyone with the link. So if I attach a Word document, so my approver can go open and modify this document or send it to someone else, etc. But by default, it's shared to everyone with your organization with edit rights. You can of course modify it, but by default, it's edit permissions with link. Okay. If I click approve, it should, yeah, we have approved our request. So now it's approved. If I open it again, I don't have any actions. I can only check when it was created, who approved that, when attachment is still visible and is still in edit mode. So I can go to this attachment anytime and check it. And that's it. That's the very basic approval. What's very important, if I want to click it again, I can send it to myself. So it's not a good feature if you want to use more formal approvals. But we will talk about that later. Okay. But what else? If I want to create a basic approval, I can type here anyone from my organization, but I can also type or enter guests that are in my teams. So what happens when I send this approval to my guest? One of my guests, I invited some guests to my teams, and I can use this feature to send them approvals. I will upload a new file, maybe 13. Replace again. Okay, so now I sent an approval to my guest user, so someone that is outside of my organization. So it's allowed, we can create such approval, and it's sent. So I switch to my this is my main account, corporate account. So this is the guest user. So now I'm on the same tenant, and it's load. Okay, great. I got this approval, this one, guest approval. I can open it. Please load faster. And I can accept or reject this approval, so it works in the same way. But what happens if I click on the attachment? I get a message Oh, yeah. Access required. I don't have access to this file because this file is by default shared only with people with main version, not for guests. If you want to use this, it's quite slow. Okay, something is going behind. Okay, I think that I killed my browser. Yep.
Hey, Marcin, we are not able to hear you. Hello, team. Sorry for the issue. Marcin is just rejoining the call. Once he is on, we'll start with the session again.
Hello, thank you for your patience. I'm Craig Jenke. I am one of the organizers for the event. Apologize for this, but Marcin seems to be having some technical difficulties and has been slow to rejoin. So, hopefully we'll be back soon. But if you wanted to join another session, we have several of them going on.
Yes, I'm back. I'm back, and I can. Yeah, so I'm really sorry for this.
There we go. Now we can see your presentation.
Yeah, great. So I think that I was talking about approvals for guests when I was disconnected. So I created an approval and sent it to my guest, and this is my guest account, and I can click on it. I can open the approval as a guest. I can approve it. I can reject it. But if I click and try to open a document, the attachment, sorry, you don't have access. So yeah, that's the main issue. If you create an approval for your and send it to your guest users in Teams, they don't have access to your files, to those attachments. And this is default behavior. They can accept or reject it, but can't access the file itself. So if I click approve, it will take yes, it's approved. So it works, but no attachment allowed. Or you have to go and modify manually those permissions. But what happened if I click new approval request as a guest user? Okay, the form is opened, but if I want to or try to type an approval email or name, full name, first name, last name, whatever, they can't find anyone. So it's not possible to create approval as a guest. You can only assign approvals or send approvals to your guests, but guests can't create approvals for you. So it's only one-way approval system. Okay, so this is the implementation. Now I quickly switch back to my main account. Okay, this is it. This is it. And when my guest approved or rejected that approval, I will get notification and information in my main approval application in my Teams. And it was sent. So as you can see, this guest approval has been just approved by my guest user. So you can use it, but keep in mind, so if you attach a file, you have to manually modify permissions for your guests. So it's not so obvious and can cause some issues for inexperienced users. Okay, what next? As you can see, there's a lot of notifications in my feed about approvals. It was approved, it was sent, etc. When you install application, you can go to settings in your Teams and to notifications, and there's a dedicated section for approval. So you can, it's quite, there's a lot of options. There are a lot of options for this. So you can go and tweak those settings to match your work experience. So if you don't want to notifications, you can simply switch off all of those settings. But it's up to you. If you prefer getting a lot of notifications, you can leave these options enabled. If not, just switch it off. Okay, now, as I said, Teams approval or approvals in this application is integrated with Teams at chat level. So if I go to my chat, personal chat or Teams chat, let's try Teams chat first. And if I click new conversation, there's small icon at the bottom. And if I click this icon, it's barely visible here. So if I click this icon, a new approval window pop up, and the same options. I can create channel approval. I type myself here, and that's it. But this time, because it's created in chat, it will be visible in chat. Now here. So the approver person can go and accept or reject directly from the chat window. So I can view details. So the same option, same window with details appears. So if I click and reject, it's rejected, finished. But I can work directly from chat. And I can work the same way using, where's my Megan account? Megan chat, using personal chat. So click approvals, and same way I can create an approval direct from personal chat. But there is one limitation. This feature is not available in private channel. So if I go to private channel, there's no such option like approval in my chat. So it doesn't work here. But you can use it in channels, in chat, in standard channels, or in personal chats as well. Okay, next thing, I will speed up a little. The next thing, very important thing in approvals, it's template mechanism, because by default, you can assign a template to yourself. So it's not a good idea to use it in formal processes, formal workflows, because you can enter yourself and approve anything for you. But you can create a template and use this template as a formal approval process or part of the formal processes. So in the bottom left corner, there is create or manage templates. It was moved from top right, now it's left bottom. So if I click this one, I can now use existing templates if I'm Teams administrator, or I can create a new template. To create a new template, you must be a Teams administrator with proper rights or a team owner, because as a Teams admin, I can create templates for my entire organization, but as a team owner, I can create a template for my team. So if I create a team in Teams, then I'm able to go and create a template for my team and for all people inside that team. If you want to create a new template, there's a lot of ready-to-use templates, but I want to quickly go and create it from scratch. And now I can specify if I want to create org-wide, so everyone in my organization can use this template, or specific people, or team-wide. So I can apply this template to a selected team. As you can see there, I have a lot of teams, so I want to use this main approvals team. So first, a template name. I can choose category. Now a very simple form designer, and I can add additional fields. By default, there's only title, the description, attachment, and custom answers. But here you can add, for example, choice. You can add a date field. You can select if this additional field is required or not. And that's it. This form is saved automatically, so I will save with those two basic questions, additional questions. And next, very important, I can select that attachment is required or not, and I can specify approvers. And using this feature, I can specify that for this template only this specific person is works as an approver, or multiple people, but I can select. So this approver field is grayed out and can be modified by a team member or entire organization. So no one is able to change this approver. And using this feature, let's say John, my test account, John. If he's not part of the team, that's true. So in this case, all new approvals created with this template will be use this approver. And preview title. As you can see, I can't change the approvers. It's grayed out, but I have additional options. I can even select some date for my, and that's it. I can publish it. And it's published right now. So now, how to use approvals? If I go to approvals application again and click new approval request, it's visible here in my team. You will get a new section with your team's name, and you can find all templates created for your selected team. So in this case, I have this M365 Chicago template. If I click this one, I can type a title. I can't change approver, so it's automatically assigned to a specific person. I can add some additional information. I can add attachment. And that's it. It's created with my predefined approvers field. And using templates is very good idea if you want to use formal approvals, because without these predefined approvers, it's really hard to force people to use specific people. But using templates, you can specify additional fields, format, set some required additional information, etc. So it's easier to work and work with formal approvals for your team. And to create a template, you must be at least a team owner. So then you will be able to create a template for your team. But if your team's admin, then you can set up entire template feature and create templates for teams or for entire organization. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is electronic signatures. So by default, or right now, there are two third-party providers for electronic signatures. In the this left section, you will find approvals. So approvals created in Teams, approval application, and Adobe Sign and Docusign. So those two additional providers. This feature can be disabled by Teams admin. So if you don't have this option, it's okay. It's just disabled by your team admin. So if you don't use it, don't want to use it, just or your organization doesn't use it, it's just it can be disabled globally. But so what's inside this Docusign or Adobe Sign? So it's automatically connected with, for example, with Docusign system, and you can find all Docusigns or Adobe Signs approvals assigned to you by your colleagues. But what's very important, by default, you have to sign into this third-party provider, for example, to Adobe Sign. So you have got a license for this third-party provider. It's not part of the team of Teams or Office 365. This is an additional license required from specific provider. So you can create, if you want to test it, you can create a free trial in Adobe Sign and Docusign as well. So you can use it for 30 days and test how it works. But then if you want to use it on production, you have to acquire additional or specific license for your needs, or licenses for all people that want to use or need to use this feature. And how it works. If I click this new approval and select one provider from this eSign section, for example, Docusign, works the same way. You provide the title, approval from Docusign. I can add additional details. I have to attach a file, but this time file is saved in third-party providers storage. It's not in OneDrive. And I must provide a role, so an approval, but this time I can add multiple approvals in, and I can also select if those approvals must approve in a specific order. My test account. Yes. Oh. No, why not? Okay. And this account must be licensed by the Docusign as well. No, why it's not working? Okay, so and prepare. And okay, but this time because it's Docusign, it's something different from or outside of Teams. I have to go to Docusign page and make some additional steps or finish additional steps using this third-party provider requirements. Because this is demo, it doesn't matter. I just click next or send, so I don't. Yes. So in Adobe Sign, it works in a different way. For in Docusign, it works that way. But at the end, so there are two steps: do something or create an approval in Teams, and then work with Docusign. I'll quickly switch to my a second account to show you how it works from the approver view. I hope it will work. Okay, this is my test account, John. If I click to Docusign, this is this approval from Docusign that I've just created. If I click this, I can see a document, but this document is stored in Docusign storage, so it's not in OneDrive this time. But I can't accept or reject. There is no action in Teams. If I click Review, I will be redirected to Docusign page or to Adobe Sign page, and then I must finish the work. So click here signature, yes, finish. So the final action, the main action, is available on directly in the Docusign page. So not in Teams, just Teams is the tool that you can find all your approvals, not only from Teams, but from Docusign or Adobe Sign as well. So very important, you have to get a license for it. And for every single person that wants to use this application. And then you need to sign in in Teams to this provider. Then you will be able to create approvals or check if a new approval appears for you. So this is the second integration. So not only approvals created in this application, but also created in these two approvals providers. And the third option, this is my John account, so I will move it away. The third integration with approval system is Power Automate. So this is a very basic flow. I've created it before the session. So I want to start a very simple approval, just title assigned to myself, no details, just save it and test it, because I want to show you what happened when someone create a flow with approval inside, and I will test it manually. Quickly, that's it. Yeah, it's done. So now someone created an approval in flow and send it to me. So now I am back in my approvals application, and it's here, as you can see, approval from Power Automate created a few seconds ago. So you will get all approvals, not only created in in this approval application, but also created in Power Automate. So it's a great application, great way to work with approvals in your Office 365, because you need only one tool. You don't need to switch between Teams, between website, Outlook, and check here. I have two approvals in email, additional two. You will get all your approvals in one place. And what else? You can accept or reject, approve or reject this Power Automate approval from this application as well. Okay. So I think that's it. I have to open again my presentation. We don't have much time, but because of this unexpected reset of my laptop, I have to. Okay, we're here. A quick summary after the demo. This is a dedicated application in Teams, and this is the central place for all your approvals from Power Automate, from created in Teams application. or created in third-party vendors that are supported by the application. You can start approval from chat and work with approvals from a chat. You will get all approvals from all your environments. You can switch environments. This is always a one-stage approval. So if you get a second approval in the same process, it will appear as a new approval. All files that we attach to approvals are shared to entire organization. Guests are not fully supported, so you can send approval to a guest user, but guest user can work with it, but can't access the attachment by default, and guests can't create approvals. And private channels are not supported, but I think it's not a big deal because you don't need to, you can simply create an approval from different place, but this is not supported. And e-sign, so electronic signatures, required additional licenses. So if you want to work with Adobe or Docusign, you must buy or require additional licenses from these providers. Again, dedicated apping teams, it should be available for all users in Teams if admins enable it. It works with approvals from App and Power Automate and templates. It's a great feature. It was introduced half a year ago, and you can use this feature to formalize basic approval processes or build even more advanced processes for your team or even entire organization. And right now, Adobe and Docusign as a third-party providers. And again, private channels are not supported. Okay, thank you very much for watching my session. Sorry for some chaotic after the break. Please help us improve our conference. Go use this QR code to give us some feedback. And do not forget about raffles and giveaways. You can great prizes, so go and check what you can get and what you have to do for it. If you need me or if you want to reach me, just use the Twitter or use a LinkedIn. If you have any questions, you can type it or ask right now or reach me on social media. Thank you again, and sorry for the disruption during the session.
Thank you, Marcin. Thank you for the quick session around the approvals. Team, in case if you have any questions, you can put it into the chat window and Marcin would get that address. We'll start our next session in a couple of minutes. We have Nikki who would be presenting up with our next session as well.